Carlos Nelson with Cascade Media Group, and tonight we're on our political channel, and we have Mr. John David DiCapo on. He's running for 4th District at Large, Kansas City Council. Welcome to the show, John.
Well, thank you, Carlos. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Hey, John, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. For my viewers that don't know who you are, give them a little history about who you are and where you grew up.
Well, I'm born and raised in Kansas City. I'm 64 years old. Went to Northeast High School, graduated from Northeast, went to Penn Valley and the University of Missouri. Spent my whole life in Kansas City. Family owned a famous Italian restaurant downtown, Italian Gardens. I worked there for about 25 years. And the last 22 years, I've been at 19th and Campbell running my own small business called DiCapo Foods. And we primarily were a wholesale food manufacturer. And recently, the last 3 or 4 years, we've been a retail restaurant business specializing in Italian cookies and Italian style Sicilian pizza.
So, tell my audience, why did you want to run for city council?
Well, I mean, as a business person, I've had dealings with the city over the past 25 years, and most of them haven't been good. I had a chili parlor at 12th and Oak that I made a deal with the city, and the city reneged on it, and it got me into the mayoral election of 2007, which I didn't take seriously. I was just trying to get my money back that I had put into the 12 Oak parking garage. And so what got me in this time was I spent $50,000 as a small business person, turning my wholesale business into a retail pizza and cookie shop, and opened up right after COVID, and was doing a land office business, and the gas company, Spire, and their subcontractor Mears came and blocked 19th Street from Truce to Campbell, and my sales went from $1,000 a day to less than $200 a day, and that lasted 6 months. And they offered me no compensation, and there was just nothing. Put me out of business, and that was the last straw for me, because once I realized if they could do that to a person of my stature who'd been in business, in families been in business over almost 100 years, they could do it to any small business. And I think that the small business person in Kansas City needs an advocate. And right now, we currently don't have one on the city council. And that's what I want to be, is the small business advocate, to stand up for these small business people who don't have a say in the current city council environment.
Do you have a current platform that you're running on?
Well, I mean, I'm a small business advocate. That's my number one priority, is to represent small business, because small business, as most people know, make up over 90% of all the businesses in Kansas City. That's where the tax dollars come from, not these big multinational companies that you read about in the paper. But of course, being a Kansas Citian, we know we have tremendous problems. We have tremendous problems with crime. Crime is running rampant. People are getting killed. We have more murders than ever. We have a housing problem. People can't get affordable housing. We have problems with the cost of water. If anybody owns a house or a business, you get a water bill and it's ridiculous. Gas bills, water bills, price of everything that's associated with living and working in Kansas City is high. But we need to solve some of these problems, and we need to fix some of these situations, and we need to quit talking about spending $2 billion on a downtown baseball stadium when you got people can't eat. People, you got no home. People, the homeless people don't have homes. But the rich people, the Johnson County folks, want to come in and hoodwink us again to spending $2 billion on a downtown stadium. I'm just not going to have it.
All right. How do you feel the current council has handled some of the issues, the housing and small business? Do you think that they have served, no specific names, but do you think that they have served on a 1 to 10 basis?
Well, I mean, you have a few. You have a few on there, but 2 or 3 can't get it done. You know, you need 7. And you got 2 or 3 on there that I'm behind. People that actually return phone calls. The other 9 don't return your phone calls unless you're somebody, you know, you're a big law firm or you're a big business. They'll call you back because it's, you know, they know they're going to get paid. And the small guy, he doesn't get a return phone call. I've called my council people 2 or 3 times. Nobody ever calls you back because they don't want to get in the middle of it. They don't want to get involved. They don't realize that's the reason that the people put them in there, was to stand up for the people, stand up for the small guy. Anybody can represent the big guy, but who's going to represent the small guy? That's where John DiCapo comes in. See, I'll take your phone call. I'll call you back. I might not be able to do everything that you want, but I am going to call you back. I'm going to give you common courtesy. I'm going to show you respect. And that's not what most of the council gives you nowadays. Unless you're writing a fat check, Carlos, you know how it works. It's pay to play.
I know how it works.
It's pay to play in Kansas City. And that's not the way it's supposed to be.
You know, our motto, when you invest in your community, you're really investing in yourself. And from my perspective, because I'm a person of color, I'm more on the same page as you are with more attention to our businesses and really our educational system, even though that's not the city council's goal, but keeping in contact with your constituents. As you say, I call City Hall. I invite the different ones on the show. I don't get no return phone call. And I'm like, how can you be too busy for your constituents? So,
well, I mean, being a person of color, I mean, you go into City Hall, there's a lot of people working there that are people of color. I mean, I don't know why they don't call you back if you're a person of color.
Hold it. I thought you already, why you said you were running. Because
well, I'm not talking about the council people. I'm talking about the people.
I don't really deal with too much in City Hall unless I'm trying to do an interview. And from my perspective,
right. But there's a lot of people in city in the public works, in city government, in public works, parks department, and all these parks, city and different these different organizations within City Hall. They all need employees, and we got to figure out a way to get these young kids who need jobs. I mean, working for the city is a good job. I mean, you get good benefits, you get good pay, you get a good pension. We got to figure out a way, and we just can't do lip service and say, oh, we're going to do this, and we got to get in and get things done. You know me. I mean, I'm a business person, and business people at the end of the month, we got to pay them bills one way or another. People in City Hall, they just kick the can down the road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there, and if Public Works needs people, I'm going to go find those people. Park department need people. I'm going to go find those people. I'm going to get these kids coming out of school. Everybody doesn't need to go to college. You could be a plumber. You could work for the parks department. That's a good job. And you know, we got to get these kids, we got to get them to understand that they got to get involved. If they don't get involved, then this city's going down the tubes, man. You know, we got to get people involved. We got to get these kids jobs. We got to get them off the street. You know, there's just people need help. They need direction.
Do you feel that you can build a coalition?
Do I feel yes. Yeah, I think I could build a coalition. If I can't build one, I would be part of one, because I think they got some good people that are, I've said, you got 2 or 3 people that are incumbents that are coming back. They're good people. And if we get 3, 4, 5 of us people from this, you know, just regular, not political people or lawyers and all these lawyers, everybody's got to be a lawyer. You want to be on, you got to be a lawyer. Well, you know what? You need business people who know how to solve problems. Those are the kind of people you need in city government. You don't need all lawyers or career politicians or people that have no experience. I've been doing this 50 years, man. I know how to solve problems. I know how to pay bills. I know how to get things done. That's why I'm running. And if you vote for me, I'm going to get them done. If you don't vote for me and it doesn't get done, say, you know what? I should have voted for DiCapo, because that man, he's going to get it done.
Hey, John David, is there anything before we close out that you would like to tell our public?
I just think that people in Kansas City have been underserved. I mean, listen, I think the Power and Light's nice. Power and Light. I don't go down there because I'm in a different generation. But some of those businesses down there, none of them are local businesses, and they all come from someplace else, and they're still getting subsidized. Somebody wrote bonds or something, and we're still paying for that stuff. I mean, we got to get 1 light, 2 light, 3 light. People, we can't afford to live in those places. Who's staying in those places, man? I mean, I'm trying to say, I'm wondering too. I mean, we need to build housing for people that could spend $500, $600, $700, $800 a month for a 2-bedroom and at least raise their families. Give the kids a chance. I grew up at the Italian Gardens. The waitresses back in those days, they were able to survive and put their kids through college. I mean, it was a different time. It was a different time. I know things are changing. I'm not a dinosaur.
They haven't changed that much. Where service to others, you know, I know your family and been involved with your family, and I know your dad is my godfather, and is service above all with him. And I've said this on many other programs. Call the Capitol Code, Carlos Nelson. If it's not good for Kansas City, Carlos Nelson, you got no business being involved in it.
Well, it's just like there's going to be a couple of political forums up at the Liberty Memorial. And my dad raised over $100 million. He led a group of people. They were getting ready they were probably going to end up tearing it down, the Liberty Memorial. My dad, he led a group of people, raised over $100 million from all kinds of philanthropists and the state, and he got money from everybody. And you know what he got out of it? He got his name on a street. Now, you know what somebody raised $100 million today would say? Well, I need at least 5, 10 million. You know, I'm not doing this for free. But that's not the kind of people we are, Carlos. You know us. We do this for the good of the whole. We're not doing it for, I got enough money, okay? I'm not rich, but then again, I mean, I've done well, but I've worked hard. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if I go out to help somebody, I ain't asking for nothing in return. I just want to see them grow. I want to see them prosper. I'm doing this for the next generation. I ain't doing it for me. I'm doing it for the people that don't have a voice in City Hall, that don't have a voice in Kansas City. I want to be your voice. You got my cell number. You call me. You got a problem. That's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm talking to you.
All right. Tell our audience how they can contact you and how they can support you.
Well, my cell phone number is 816-590-9950. That's my personal John DiCapo cell phone number. Now, you want to go to my website? It's KC, the number 4, DiCapo, DICAPO.com. KC4DiCapo.com. All the other people that are running, it's their name for Kansas City. Me, it's Kansas City for me, because Kansas City needs me and I need Kansas City. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here hopefully another 20, 25 years. So go to KC4DiCapo.com. Call me on my cell phone. I'm here. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to call you back. And there's no BS here, brother. I mean, what you see is what you get. They may not like me, but they're going to have to deal with me if I win.
I like that, John Day. And as we always say in closing, shout out to Black History Month, first of all. But in closing, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
The program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.